Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Art of Awesomeness podcast. My name is Christian Caito. I'll be your host as well as your co-host.
That's me. Hi.
Adrian Kiswani.
Dang it.
Adrian Kiswani, thank you for joining us today on the Art of Awesomeness podcast. Episode
thanks.
37.
I hope so.
Episode 37. We got some national days for you guys, so here we go. Let's get rolling.
Let's get the roll on.
Rolling. First, National Kaihanman Day.
What?
Next.
Wait.
It's Koigan a man.
What?
I don't know. It's Cohen Quinman. Kawaga Aman. I'm not
I don't know what you're saying.
Well,
we tried.
American Eagle Day.
Oh, cool.
Time for American Eagle. Get your eagle and make it American.
Kaka.
And then International Nigstagmus Day.
Is that German?
I don't know. Sure feels like it.
Well,
if you know what the Nigstagmus is, let us know. Yes, National. Please. We got a few more. Hike with a Geek Day.
Hike with a geek.
So get a geek and hike. It's hike with your geek and geek with the hike.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Man,
you play
that
Magic,
was great.
Like when you get up to the top of the hike, you start playing Magic the Gathering or something.
And win. National Vanilla Milkshake Day, as well as National Ice Cream Soda Day.
Oh.
So funny thing about milkshakes, which we'll kind of talk about later, but we had one.
Oh, yeah.
Next.
Cool.
Father's Day. Oh.
Oh, boy.
Happy Father's Day.
Hi.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
We appreciate all you dads for bringing us into the universe and, and
being
there. And for the ones that didn't, bring us, you were still there. Yeah. Or those that just weren't there in general. Yeah. That's fine. Turkey Lovers Day. There's lots of turkeys in Mountain House, so
yes, there are. That's true.
There are plenty of turkeys in Mountain House, so
if you
find a turkey, get it,
hug it.
You better love that turkey.
Yeah, get spurred by it.
Love that turkey, we mean love that turkey. Anne and Samantha Day. If you know a girl named Anne and Samantha, or know the actual reason why it's called Anne and Samantha Day, let us know. We'd be glad.
Yeah, because
to know. We should really say, because there's a lot of these are a lot of national days too, so
yeah, it is.
I feel like it's a bit snappier. Yeah. Last two, National Seashell Day.
Oh,
if you see a shell, day.
Dang it.
Dang it. Next, Summer Begins Day.
What are you doing with your phone?
Oh yeah, speaking of phone. Okay.
Well, Christian with the double phone action.
Well, it's actually pretty. How convenient is it that my dad texts me that he needs information, my email, and my password right when we just started. Actually, I felt the vibration going on.
Hey, well, what you want me to finish that last?
Well,
one?
those are those are all the national days. So.
Oh yeah, and summer begins.
Yeah, cool. Summer Begins Day, National Summer Begins Day.
Longest day. It's summer solstice, right?
I don't know what that is.
Anyways.
All right.
We tried.
We don't have summer solstice in California.
Yeah, right.
We do?
I think we do. Yeah. I think the summer solstice is everywhere. Yeah.
I wonder if it has a day. It has a mascot like Santa Claus.
With the summer solstice.
The solstice man.
The sun?
How do you know the sun's a man? What if it's a woman?
Because I think the moon was always portrayed as the feminine part, wasn't it? Oh, I got too into it there. My bad.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's insane.
Women are moon. I mean, moon are women. Okay. Well, anyway, we have a very interesting.
Happy Women's Month, everyone.
Is it?
No.
Happy. Oh.
Wait. Happy.
So anyway, we have a very interesting topic for you today.
Yeah.
Nothing. So we have
Yeah. A thing. Anyways, so this episode we're going to be talking about what we wish we knew before we started making a podcast. Do you have to sneeze or something?
No, I just feel like orange juice went out my nose or something. Yeah, so things we wish we knew before we made a podcast.
Yeah, before we started making these. And the inspiration for this podcast was really just because Mr. Campos, our father, who
didn't adopt us. Unlike what we saw on a recent thing, which we'll get to later. Wow, we're just dropping all kinds of hints.
I know, dude. It's crazy.
But correct, he is starting one, and it's called Therapy Thursday. If you don't know, it's kind of weird talking. If you don't know, Adrian, Therapy Thursdays is something that he started, which was originally just a bunch of Instagram stories that he addressed different topics like, mental wellness and things like that, relationships and such.
Kind of psychological things.
Every Thursday on Instagram stories. But now, I guess he's been wanting to make a podcast for a little while. So, with this in mind, he's actually, I think he's in progress of putting out his first episode, and he has a lot of support. You have our support too.
Yes.
But we just kind of want to make this one kind of in support of
so
what he's making. So
Adrian,
take it away while I forward something real quick.
Yeah, sure. Forward that message, bro.
Because John gonna be mad if he don't get his email.
Hey, gotta do it for Father's Day,
man. Put me the COVID test, and I need your password.
Anyways, so while Christian does while Christian takes care of that business, we do have a few things to go over, such as some stories. But before we delve into that, I do just want to point out that making a podcast or starting anything new in general, like kind of in that realm, maybe a YouTube channel, which obviously we have some experience in also, but starting anything new where you're creating content and you're uploading it for other people, there's a whole myriad of things that comes along with that, one of which being the unknown factor, because you really don't know how it's going to go. You see all these famous podcasters, for example, like Joe Rogan or Jocko Willink, Jordan
those
Peterson.
Really the big
like
higher up people,
the people who made it in podcasting, who kind of are the, I guess, celebrities of that kind of realm. Like the Avengers. You go on Spotify or you go on YouTube, and if you look up podcasts, I mean, you're most likely going to find all of their content, and so it can be kind of intimidating when you realize that there are millions of podcasters all over the world, and then you're kind of like, okay, well, why would you want to listen to mine, right?
Like, what makes you stand out from the rest,
right? And so I think that one of my biggest pieces of advice would be, because obviously you're not going to just upload a podcast and get thousands of views on it or anything like that,
I don't think I like it that way. I think that part it makes it more worthwhile when you go after it for a bit longer.
And I think the reason for that is that when you're making content and finding very little, I guess you could say, success the way the world would kind of view the success, you're kind of missing the point of what you're trying to do. Because if your whole point of making a podcast is just to get a bunch of listeners, there's so many different things that you could do instead of actually talking about something that you care about talking about, right? Which should be the purpose of the podcast. Like, Mr. Campos, he's really into psychology. So it makes...
he is, and he's going to marital counseling as well.
He's getting his master's, I think?
I think so. Yeah, his master's. Yeah, he's doing... I think he's almost, or maybe I think he is finished with schooling.
He's making, like, good progress on it.
Yeah, so if he's not finished, then he's, like, pretty much done.
Yeah. And so he's really into psychology, and so it makes perfect sense that he would have a Therapy Thursday podcast, right? Because that's kind of his
that's his thing. That's his shindig.
Yeah, that's his arena. That's what really gets him interested in things. And it really helps when you're listening to a podcast when the hosts of the podcast are interested in what they're talking about, right?
As I'm doing right now.
Yeah. No, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just...
It's so... I know.
Yeah, I know. Hey, guys, sometimes you got
to... Hang on, I got a question for you guys. He wants me to send it to his phone, an email to his phone. Not an email, he wants me to send...
So a text message?
I don't know, bro.
Wait, can I see that?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm going for the next 2 weeks. We'll be on a trip, I these, you gotta
preparations.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting his business in order.
Gosh, dang it!
But it helps to have an interest in the topics of your podcast, because then if you're interested, the audience is interested. If you're engaged, they're engaged, and that's kind of with anything that you do. It's not just a podcast. Also, if you have a YouTube channel, like I watch YouTube channels. This one guy called Shadiversity. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
No, I haven't.
No.
So is he new, or has he been around for a while?
He's been around for a while, but he's found really good success on YouTube. And so he's just a guy named Shad, and he makes videos on swords, medieval weapons or sieges and that kind of a thing. Like, that's his arena. He's an author, and that's like all he does. Mm-hmm. And he has millions of people who love watching him because he's so enthusiastic about talking about different kinds of shields and armor and weapons, mm-hmm. and what their purpose was in like real historical medieval combat, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, for some people that might be super dull, but for other people like myself who are interested in that kind of historical area, that's gold right there, right? When you can find someone who's super enthusiastic, like way more enthusiastic than any professor I've ever met, you know, just like swinging swords in fields and stuff, and you get to see it. He's filling like a gap that was there, right? Where it's like someone was looking for that guy, but he wasn't there yet. And so the moment you kind of dip your foot in the pond of podcasts or YouTube, you're kind of filling in something for someone. Now that audience may be small, but at least you're filling that kind of a gap, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that with podcasts, one of the most important things to not get demotivated is to realize that the purpose of your podcast is not necessarily to reach as many people as you can, but for the people that you do reach, you're doing the best job you possibly can for that group of people, right? Because then it's a more genuine act instead of just trying to amass popularity and fame, you know?
So kind of part of that is knowing your audience a bit.
Knowing your audience.
And tying it into like your interests.
Yeah, and that's why I try and look at the analytics too. That really helps, especially if you're working on something like Spotify or Anchor, that kind of a thing. Distributing, it'll show you some pretty good statistics. And so to any people who are starting making podcasts, like analytics is a good thing to look at because because we even referenced that a few times. Oh yeah,
where we look at like, you know, like where people are listening from. And you know, I'd say that the thing about that though, like going on Anchor, what I'm grateful for having YouTube channels, I think there's more room for engagement with people since there's like comments and stuff like that. But that's like going off topic. But I think what you said is, so basically knowing before starting, kind of really solidifying what it's going to be about, and the listeners, the main listeners that I was like, he's really getting, like, I don't know how you could forward an email to a phone.
Wait, so okay, hold on. We're gonna take a quick detour.
Oh my gosh, he keeps look at this. Okay, look at what he's texting me. I don't know how you can send Can you send an email to?
Okay.
And we're talking about like staying on topic and figuring out your niche. I don't know.
We're just two college kids.
I don't.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know, but this is the thing. Like he gets.
Okay, let's see.
How do you send someone an email to their phone?
So you're trying.
And he's in a hurry right now, so I don't know why he's. We are, you know, unless you know how to do that, or maybe we should search that up or something.
Do you want to just send the link? Like,
no, because that link won't work. It always says your session is timed out. It has to be like this email, and I don't know how I can do that without. How do you send someone something without?
We're finding ourselves in a real predicament. Okay, so
I don't know, and he's not patient, so I don't know. So I just and it's like oh gosh, I hope he doesn't watch this. I hope this isn't like the one of the very. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Happy Father's Day. I'm really just trying to figure this out. Let's just keep talking, Adrian.
Yeah.
This won't. How to send an email to someone's phone number.
So, but that makes me think text, right? If you're trying to send it to someone's phone, you would just send it a text,
create a new
right?
email message. All right. See, I feel bad because there's a lot of dead time, but I don't.
I know, but I mean, you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay, forward email to phone number, and he's probably thinking, I hope this guy isn't. Open the email in your client and select forward. Enter the phone number and enter at email address. What? Make sure the email content follows within carries maximum.
So, for those of you listening, if you want to know what our lives are like, on like just an everyday basis, not when we're recording the podcast or doing something, but just the downtime. This is usually what it entails.
Yeah, but it doesn't, like, it's so convenient that it just happens right when we're already recording.
Hey, dude, do you remember what Master Oogway said in Kung Fu Panda?
No, he died.
No, but do you remember what he said before he died?
Oh, no.
There are no accidents.
Yeah, right. Just
wow.
Just for this one. And look what happened to Oogway. He died. I'm sorry. Hey. No, I'm not sorry. I'm talking to you.
Yeah. What?
Open the email in your client and select forward.
So forward it, right?
Okay, forward. And then so step 2, enter the phone number and the @email address into the...
Yeah.
But what email address? Enter the phone number in...
Your email address, right? Like the one he was talking about?
No, but okay, look, it's saying enter phone number, so his phone number, but then at what email address? Because there's no email.
His email? Because forwarding is like forwarding an email to someone, right?
But so, I don't...
Do you know his email?
I sent him one, but he said he wants me to send it to his phone.
So then, just the number then?
I don't know. I'm just going to secretly text my mom. What's John's number? What's John's...
Wait, do you not know your...
No! Who uses email anymore, man? We have texting.
Listen.
Do you know?
You should just send a raven.
Don't ask if not. Ugh!
Well, anyways... we're going to try and sort this out with Christian, and then hopefully...
Okay, maybe we should just come back to this, because I'm going to lose my mind if I don't figure this thing out right now. How do you send someone an email over text?
Look, if you guys know, let us know in the comments of this video.
Dang it!
But
that's how it works!
We'll get back after this quick intermission.
I got his phone number. Email.
Hopefully it'll be sorted out by then. So
okay, yeah, let's just intermission. Sorry.
Name a reason why you might use email instead of regular mail. Oh, cheating? Work? What? What kind of question is this? Privacy? Faster. Meetings. Bro, smarter. Oh my god, what? Chicken! What does chicken have to do with mail? What does that?
All right, so we are back from intermission.
Yes.
Thank you guys again for your patience. We think we finally figured it out.
Hopefully, we'll see.
And we spent... Adrian recorded kind of my reaction to some of the stuff.
Rant.
So it's all done now, but that's the first thing I learned I like to bring up about podcasting.
What'd you want me?
The things I know before podcasting is things don't always work out the way you expect.
This is true.
Right? Something I learned from that. And, you really just got to roll with the changes. Think about it. Things come up. Things get deleted. Things don't look right.
Yeah.
Things...
We've had our fair share of that.
Yeah, things... I think we know that. We've had to experiment with some things. We've had things that went right at first and vice versa and didn't work out.
Yeah.
But the thing is, especially when you're first starting, I think it's important to not always have a set mind or like a set thinking that everything's going to go exactly the way it's supposed to go. It's good. Like you said this earlier, it's good to have a good like a rough idea of how things, like a sketch, kind of how you kind of want to direct it.
Right, like a skeleton kind of.
Right, a skeleton, but don't expect it to follow every detail down to the bone. And, just roll with the changes, and it's a lot easier for sure when you learn to expect these things and just realize when something comes up, it's not the end of the world, especially when you're first starting out. There's a quote where it's like,
COVID.
Failure is success, or something like that.
Oh.
Wait,
I'm succeeding like crazy then.
Failure can be success if you think about it. I don't know. I forgot.
Let's scratch that one. Let's see. Wait. But perfect example though, right? It was like 108 today in California.
Yeah,
it's super hot.
Yeah.
So usually we record in the garage. Like that's what we've been doing for a while. That's kind of been the thing, is to record in the garage. There's some more space.
It's been working out, but it's been warm, so we had to adapt.
Yeah. So it was too hot in the garage, so we moved it just quickly back to the room since it's only 2 people. Not the best setup in the world, but
it still works. We got this going. We got to find positives. So that's important too, to find positives. With whatever works out.
Just kind of roll with the punches.
Yeah, it's a learning process. So for anybody learning to start a podcast or just listening. Just in general with, I think, life, it's just more fun to roll with the changes and, not be so hung over on the smallest details.
Yeah,
and
you don't.
Just see what happens and just keep it light.
Yeah, and if it really bothers you that much, you always got to remember the most important thing in a podcast, specifically if we're just talking about that, is the audio. you know. So if you have a YouTube thing, like we've done whole episodes, I think maybe full episodes, or at the very least we've done like huge chunks of episodes where it's just been like a still shot or something like that. True. You know, actually we lost the audio for a whole episode, and so we just had to use the camera audio. For our recent ones.
So we kind of dabble between no audio and only camera, and no camera and only audio.
I mean, either way, as long as your content, you know, the conversation is being put out there, then I mean, you know, mistakes happen sometimes. You know, stuff gets deleted, like you said, and you know, file can't be found, recovered or something. You know, you get those messages. Or like GarageBand, like we were trying to do it on this computer, didn't work. So
we have to do it on this one. Get the times and all that jazz. And
so I mean, the camera that you guys are watching this on, it's on a bed right now, like tilted weird on like
on a table on a bed.
Yeah, so. You know, sometimes you got to improvise, and I would say that's true for most things that you're just starting out, especially in the creative realm, whether it be like filmmaking or podcasting. Yeah, you should adapt. You got.
Not everything's gonna go your way for sure. Yeah, and so I think unless you had another point, you have another point? Go.
Well, my point was essentially, I guess, wrapping up the first one was don't try and be like a Joe Rogan or a Jocko.
Like your own thing.
Yeah, make sure that you're doing it for reasons that are sustainable, right? Like if you're not getting a whole lot of views or listens, then don't worry about it. You know, just if it matters to you that you have a podcast and that you're just putting stuff out there, if that's what matters, then you shouldn't really care that much who's listening or who's not. You know, it's just
that's true.
Did I make a podcast? Oh, I did. Am I being consistent? Yeah, I am. Am I saying what I want to say? Yeah. Is it my own so no one can censor me? Yeah. So it's like, it's pretty good. It's a good deal. And, you know, there's so many other people out there who are also starting podcasts, like Mr. Campos, just hopping on right now. Yeah. You know, we hopped on October of last year, you know?
Yeah, well, has it been a year? Or close to?
It'll be a year in October, so a few months away.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool, man.
That's wild. A year.
I mean, think about it. We've made a podcast episode every week since October.
That's the other thing. I think you already mentioned this, but I think consistency is key. I think first figure out how long, because not everybody can do an hour. Some people do shorter, some people do longer. Yeah. But first, kind of figure out what you want to make, and then not only how average how long those ones are, but how you can realistically with your schedule make them. And everybody, if you depending on your own editing style, you take that into consideration if there's a lot to do, if not. But just consider consistency first. I think consistency is key, and the way to do that is figure out what you're making and how you can fit that with your schedule. If you can do it, every a set day or something.
Yeah, consistency is definitely key. I think that's also true for YouTube, right?
Yeah, I think.
If you upload and it's like you're uploading, maybe you upload 2 videos in a week, right? And then you don't show up for a month.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wait, where did everyone go? It's
what's going on?
Yeah. So
consistency is key.
Yeah, consistency.
Key. I think that's the thing too. People will admire that too when they see they see something that they can rely on. Yeah. And they see a podcast, because there are things, especially even with TV shows, where I've lost interest because I know that it's not going to be continued off of. It's not something that I really want to get invested in if there's not, at least I see potential for growth. Right. Or in this case, like with YouTube, I don't know, people are different. So, but just me, if I just, it's too much an emotional investment to be like, oh, I really like this channel. Right. And be like, oh, they only post 2 videos a year.
Yeah. I've seen channels where they upload really interesting content, but then there was this one channel, I think it's called Catching Rays or something like that.
Catching Rays.
SV Catching Rays, and the SV stands for sailing vessel.
Okay.
And they were this family who, it was like a husband and a wife, and there were 2 older sons, I think was the whole family, and they were just boating in the Caribbean. That was their thing. They lived on a boat, and they were just documenting the different islands that they would see and the different experiences they would have, and it was really cool, and I was invested in it. And then I got to their last upload, and I realized that they last uploaded a few months ago. And I was like, oh, okay, they were consistent for a while, and then I'm not seeing anything. So I waited for a long time, and then it was like 2 years went by, and there was nothing.
Lot. It was time, yeah.
Yeah, and so then it's, you know, it's one of those things where what was there was interesting.
Yeah.
But
after a while, too, when you really like something and it's just not there, you don't know if it's coming back or not.
Yeah. And so, like, I've rewatched a lot of their videos. Like, you know, when you go back and rewatch because there's nothing more.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that if you want to make it a thing where there's growth, you know, especially if you're starting out with nothing like we are, you have to, you know, you gotta keep it, like, beef up the amount behind you, you know, so that...
Yeah, that's true. You gotta build it up. I think that, too, that's when people know they expect something, like, on a consistent day, I think gives them something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Instead of watching it versus... watching it being like, oh, I watch this, can't wait till next Sunday to watch AOA. Listen to AOA, I can't wait. And then compared to watching a video or listening to another podcast where it's like, oh, that was a good episode, I wonder when's the next one.
Yeah,
and gives people something to look forward to.
Yeah, you're giving someone, like, kind of an anchor point in their week, maybe, if they need it. Yes. You did a whole, or at least I know that we at least had a conversation of, like, anchor points.
Anchors. Yeah, things to look forward to. Yeah, it builds a kind of more of an emotional thing, or more of an attachment when people know that they, you know, in this crazy world where things are always changing, something that they can keep on going to.
Yeah, it's like it's a nice little rock in, like, a really bumpy sea. Yeah. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and, you know, another point I like to add is something that our listeners will notice. Don't be afraid to try new things and change things up here and there. Oh, yeah. This setup and our general setup is, compared to how we first started, is all started by changing, you know, just slight, like, little changes, but, you know, rolling with them. Like, first we used to be over here and me over here using two cameras, different coloring, and then we tried this new thing where was it we sat next to each other or sat across from each other?
I think we did the next to each other thing first.
Okay, and then we did this new thing where we sat across, and then we did this new thing where we added a display, this new thing where what if we just use one camera, and then this new thing where we're like, what if we just changed the whole environment in general and just sat...
Yeah, put in the garage. And
the garage. And this new thing, what if we had a backdrop? And so it's just, I think people really... get caught. Is it misconstrued? I think that's a different thing. Where people, when someone says something is misconstrued. Or I rather, like, I think people kind of get intimidated by thinking they have to make these big jumps when really in reality it's just seeing what works and rolling with seeing if that doesn't work.
Start with what you have.
Yeah, start with what you have. Start small and take baby steps, and you'll see the progress. I mean, over time.
Yeah, I mean, if you look back at our first video to our recent ones, it's definitely a quality jump. I mean, just like for an example, just something that we went through. We started with a 2-camera setup, and then so it was like split screen.
Yeah,
It was you on one side, me on the other, like you said. And originally what I was going to plan on doing was just cutting back and forth. That's why I had the 2 cameras. So when I spoke, the camera would be on me. When you spoke, the camera would be on you. To make things work, we just started college, I think a month earlier. And so we were still getting into like the college kind of grind. We were freshmen. So, the college mindset was heavy. And so, I just didn't really have that wherewithal or I guess motivation to edit that, because if you're doing it for a few clips, it's easy. Mm-hmm. If you're doing it for an hour,
but then you're right. So
it takes a long time to edit all those different cuts, because every single time you speak or I speak, I gotta cut.
You gotta.
And so that drew out the process. I tried that, and then I was like, no, that's taking way too long. We gotta make sure that these are getting out there. So then I was like, okay, well, I have these 2 shots. Let's just split screen it so that at all times you can see what we're doing. Mm-hmm. And it worked because we were on this side of the room, that side of the room. We couldn't really fit ourselves in just one shot very comfortably. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, okay, well, that's a lot of footage, and there's only 2 of us, right? And then we had that whole issue with like one camera records longer than the other camera.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, and so like obviously, like you can see these. We started off with this idea, right, which is okay. We're gonna cut back and forth, and then I was like, oh, okay, that takes too long. So then we gotta adapt, split screen it. Mm-hmm. Okay, the split screen, that's a lot of footage.
Yeah, and we rolled with these changes for a while, and then we just thought, like, what if we tried something new? I think there were times when we even tried something new and reverted back to something else for a while. So there's nothing wrong with trying something new and then going back to...
Yeah, testing it out and being like, oh...
So just roll with it. And it doesn't always, if it works out, cool. If it doesn't, just try something else. We'll go back.
So, I mean, eventually we got to this, one camera setup where we don't have to do any cuts. Or at least when the camera cuts out, obviously, but like we don't have to worry about doing these artificial little like slices. And it makes the process of recording and editing and uploading these things just more efficient. And so I think you gotta find what is efficient for you. Maybe you have a lot of time on your hands. That's true. Maybe like you're doing podcasting and you maybe you don't have a job or you're not busy with school, that kind of a thing, and so you can just spend so much time editing, and that's like your thing. Great, do that. But if you don't have that ability or you don't have that motivation, don't worry about it. It's just you got to do what fits your specific situation, because what works for us might not work for you.
Right, everyone's different, right?
Yeah, so you gotta adapt.
Everyone's unique. Everyone's their own little toad.
Their own little toad.
I
never heard that.
We just made it up right now, Adrian.
Nice.
Ooh.
Oh, whoa.
Ow. You know what? I thought of something else.
Something else?
I think, and this is at least for me, I'm going a little bit in order of advice I'd give as you progress in time.
Yeah.
I think one other way that you grow and kind of develop your project is to just maybe have people on, if that's your thing. I think, at least for us, our channel, I think we started to get a bit more, a bit bigger when we started having other people on.
That's true.
Because people, we started with our friends, very close friends, and I think it's still like that right now, because we're still thinking about we're not like big, we're still kind of developing a bit more.
Oh, for sure.
But we're still starting with our friends. We just ask one, hey, do you want to be on? We just hang out, talk about, this and that, and we just have a good time. And they're like, sure. And then afterwards, like, wow, I was on a podcast. They post it on their social media, if we get so lucky. And then people will say, whoa, hey, my friend was on that. I want to do that too.
Right.
Bam, bam, bam. But it's funny because with Lucas, he did not post... our friend Lucas Martin, he did not post anything on his social media. And
except for one story. He did post a story.
He did?
He did, yeah.
About what? Or a thumbnail?
Yeah, he I think it was like a picture, and then under it he wrote like, these are some of the most upright gentlemen or something like that. Okay. Lucas was real articulate, but so I can't do him justice, but
that's true. But it's funny because there's, I think, even so, we still got, that's the one we had the most YouTube views.
Well over 100.
Yeah, that's a lot for us.
That is a lot for us. You're right. But yeah, I mean, well, like with Mr. Campos, right? Is he planning on having guests?
Yeah, he is. So he's planning on having some students, family, and friends. He's gonna dabble a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, some people I've seen podcasts where it's just one guy.
That's true, and that's the thing. It works differently for different people.
Yeah, so like for Christian and I, we're best friends, so we were like, okay, well, we gotta, we're gonna do a joint channel effort, right? Making travel videos or gaming videos and podcasts, and so we're like, okay, well, obviously we're going to be the co-hosts, and obviously we have friends who we'd love to talk to, so it works.
Start small and just start with what you have, and it'll grow.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, that's the thing. It might not work out, so don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, well, it's true, it might not work out, but that's kind of why I said in the beginning is you got to just do it for you. Yeah. Don't do it walking in. You know what? Walk in knowing I could fail at this. Because you might. Yeah. You might fail terribly. Yeah. But that's okay. As long, make a new podcast.
As long as if you're having fun. Everything's okay. That's the other thing I would say too. I would hint at, just have patience. Have patience and keep going. I'm sure there were times too when we were thinking, would it be fine if we did this differently instead of doing this podcast, we did it this way, or had sub. I know I have, because I talked to you about, or what if we just didn't do it this day for once? And Adrian's always the guy that's like, we gotta stay consistent, and here we are, which is a good thing. Yeah. But I would say I would unless there's like some dire family emergency.
Right.
If you're having the case of like the Mondays or whatever, but I'm just not feeling like it, I'd just say,
get yourself up out of bed.
Yeah, just do it and be patient about it. Don't expect a lot of growth in one sitting. I think it takes time. So be patient and keep at it. If this is really important to you, it deserves your attention.
Because we've done like the Lucas Martin, for example. Huge growth really quickly on the channel.
Yes.
Gain more subscribers from it. Oh, we're talking about YouTube here, by the way.
Yeah, we're going back and forth.
And a great deal of views that we usually don't get, that many, right? And then I think just a few episodes later that we did, the view count was like 26 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it fluctuates. You might get, like, one video might just spike. And it's like, whoa, that one kind of, more viral than we thought. Viral, of course, no.
Yeah.
Really. But, for your channel, it might be exponential growth. You're like, whoa, so this is it, right? This is where it takes off,
Yeah.
Come on. And then, your next video, it's maybe 1/4 that. Mm-hmm. And they're like, whoa, what happened? But that doesn't mean that you just stop when it gets a little difficult, right? Mm-hmm. That should just mean, okay, keep going,
keep going. Push through.
Yeah. So
basically push through.
Basically, yeah. It really is that simple. But I think sometimes, it's the simple things that, like, you just kind of overlook. Because, like, it can't be that simple.
Yeah.
Just push through? No.
Just start with what you have and start small, basically.
Yeah. You gotta keep consistent.
Hey, we're back. We're back from...
We don't...
Oh, wait, we don't say we're back. We've always been back.
We're always here.
What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. You've been on that side the whole time.
I know, but have I always been down like this?
No, you weren't like this. I feel like you were a bit more upright, right?
I know, but something happened.
What's going on over there, bro?
Something's wrong.
Something's not right here.
There we go.
No, that
something's different.
Do you want me to get the other chair?
No. I'm not gonna wuss out. Let's just do this.
All right. So, Christian, we do have some closing remarks on people who want to start a podcast.
Yeah.
To those people, I would just say, do what you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth, Adrian, and put them in your own mouth.
It's real simple. You start a podcast, you work with what you got. It's like anything in life that you're starting. You just have to work with what you have and improve from there, adapt, and like we do all the time, as you can see. Christian's adapting very well. Yeah, that works. You're probably out of shot, aren't you?
No, I'm not. But you know what? Good points, Adrian.
Thanks.
Good points. You know what? I think you said it exactly perfectly, Adrian.
Wow.
It's really, I think a lot of times we just expect these grand answers to simple solutions.
Yes.
Or grand answers to simple problems. All right?
Yeah.
Really just grab a mic and start recording something. And
our first podcast that we ever made, it's not on YouTube, but it's a video, was just recorded on our phones.
Right? It was?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, so see, we just start out. And you can criticize yourself afterwards, and then when you do, make note. So say, hey, I know this was bad, but I think I could improve on this. Try those out.
Yeah.
And grow from there.
Solid advice.
Again, we will post all the information about Therapy Thursdays when it does come out, when the first episode comes out, because we'd love to hype that up and maybe do a collab.
Perhaps. That is in the future. You never know.
Maybe a collab.
But with that, we do have
another
Christian
thing to say.
Story.
Have you guys ever had an unlimited movie pass?
Speaking of that, can you grab my wallet right there?
Catch.
Thanks.
Okay, something's wrong with this chair.
Yeah, something is wrong with that chair. Okay, so this.
Oh, dang it!
That's what you call an unlimited movie pass.
Right. I have one too, but it is currently in my wallet, so I'm not gonna. Yeah, actually, wait, I do.
See?
Let's just both take ours out and compare.
Yeah.
Oh,
dang it.
Sorry.
Dang it.
Unlimited movie passes.
Yeah.
And what this basically gets us is we can see any movie we want without charge.
Yeah. But tell them what it really is.
Okay, first, let me explain how cool it was. All right, let me explain the story.
Yeah,
right?
explain the story.
What's the story?
Lay it down.
All right. It was yesterday. Wait, yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was yesterday.
My
I'm not
chain's
even
over
gonna...
there.
What?
My chain's over there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, chain boy.
Chain
Guys,
boy.
people with chains are lame.
Chain boy.
Yesterday, right, Adrian?
Yes,
I believe it was yesterday. Hanging out with Adrian Kiswani. We were celebrating because of a special occasion. I don't know if he wants to disclose why, but we were celebrating.
Yeah.
It was I fixed it! Oh, woo! Yeah!
Yeah, alright.
How'd I do that?
I don't know.
No.
Honestly, it just does that from time to time.
Okay, well.
You just have to rock in it, and then it's like, oh, it's fixed.
That's great.
Yeah.
You know what? Little sidebar. Worrying is pointless. It's like a rocking chair. Gives you something to do, but doesn't get you anywhere. But it doesn't get you anywhere.
Wow.
Worrying is pointless. Worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but doesn't get you anywhere. But I kind of just, I kind of refute that because I just like rocking.
Yeah.
It brings me joy.
Yeah, let's go.
So,
war on, dude.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
hanging out with Adrian, we were celebrating a special occasion.
Yes, we were in Dublin.
We were heading to Dublin. Heavy traffic.
Yeah, we went the wrong way for the first half.
Heavy traffic. And we were supposed to go at a certain time to see Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, which is a sequel to Hitman's Bodyguard with Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson, which you haven't seen.
I haven't seen the first one, yeah.
It's okay. So we were going to go see a movie, and traffic hit.
Yeah.
I went, things happened, and we ended up, late to the movie we're going to see. It was an IMAX movie.
Yeah.
We're thinking there's nothing better than IMAX.
Right, we're like, IMAX, that's it, right?
Right. So we go there, and I'll tell you, again, the passes come later on. I'll tell you.
Right.
But we go there, and I'm just looking at the website. I'm like, all right, well, there's this other showing. It's not IMAX.
Yeah.
But it's...
We were in the car. We were looking at our options.
Right, options online. It's not IMAX, but there is a showing for... It was like 2 minutes before it was going to start, and we were in the parking lot.
Yeah, I think it was like we were looking at 6:13, and then the movie started at 6:15. We're like, oh, perfect.
Yeah, exactly. So we're like, all right, let's just walk in. It's not IMAX, but...
Yeah.
And so we walk in.
Not IMAX.
Yeah, it's not IMAX. So we walk in, and I look at, there's little screens in the front at this theater where you order. Everything's digital these days, where you reserve seating.
Right.
Reserve seating, and you see, where you want to sit. But this information gave us which auditorium this theater was going to be. This particular showing was going to be in. It was auditorium 1, right?
Yes.
Auditorium 1. So we're like, all right, let's just go.
It was like all available seating.
Right. So we were looking too, and we're like, okay, perfect. Well, Adrian didn't notice at the time. I think you thought, which we'll get to later. But
I didn't notice.
I was thinking in my mind, okay, great. This is all of the seating is available, and for some reason it looks bigger than a regular theater, so no need to worry. But that comes later. So we walk in to this theater, and then we go to the left, and then we go left again, and then we see in these glowing
huge screen.
And then we see, and it says on the outside, it says 4DX, and we're like,
what the heck is that?
We'll just go anyway. Yeah. And so we go in, and we go inside, and I think there was only the whole time two other people there.
2 other people, yeah.
And then the people that sat next to us. So 4.
Well, they came in later. When we walked in, it was only 2 other people.
So we go in, but these chairs look different, right? Like they have glowing things on them. You have to pull down these things.
Oh yeah, you have to pull down the leg.
Where you put your foot on, and you climb up there.
Yeah. And I think this is what we first noticed when it was weird. I'll let you continue after. Yeah. But I noticed there was this little button on it that said water on or water
and water off.
And Christian was like, "What's the water for?" What does that mean? And I thought it was something like the beverage, but
that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't make any sense, right? What does that make a difference? It's a cup holder.
It was just on the side, so we were just toggling with that, and no one came to bring us water. So oh well. So
is that what you thought?
Oh well. And then, but I start to notice we're sitting down in the theater, and then we're chatting, and then I notice the front seats have these weird metal chutes on them.
Oh yeah, these little slits.
Slits, and I noticed on the top when you're looking from the screen, and then on the side on the top there's these lights, and those lights, they're so weird. So I'm like, oh well. Anyway, so the movie, and it just started. Lights go down, movie just starts. All of a sudden, the seats start, and it's an action movie.
Yeah,
so the seats rise, they rise up and they start moving, and vibrating, and it's whoa. you're looking, because we sat like
Dude.
near the top-ish, and we saw the whole sea of just like seats.
It looked like the whole auditorium was just shifting.
Yeah, like it was an ocean or something of like moving seats, and we were flipping out because we were like, what? Because it was literally like a ride, almost.
But what was crazy is that we just weren't expecting.
We were going in like, we're gonna see. This put IMAX like in a box to Ukraine. Something with a U in it. But seriously, like the seats rose, and then like, during scene, it was interactive with the movie. So when an action character jumped in the water like spout out and kind of went on you.
And then there was like these puffs of air that would like appear when bullets were kind of zipping past.
Where there was heavy gunfire, and it kind of blew past you. That one scared me at first because I didn't see it. I was like, what? Because and it was. It was wild.
I think it was funny how they had the smoke, and it would like cover the screen, so you couldn't really see what was going on.
Yeah, that part. But it was still pretty cool.
No, it was cool. But I was like, how much money are they putting into this?
But seriously, guys, like, it was wild. We're not overplaying like this because you're not. I wasn't used to it. I'm used to sitting down and staying in my seat. But this one, the seats actually rose up, and you're moving around, and you're just sitting.
Did you ever get that like poke in the back of your seat? Like
so if like a character got punched in the back or something, you'd feel like a punch behind your back. But it was
the weirdest thing.
It was so wild. So at least for me, I was like riding this adrenaline high for a few minutes because it was wild. It's called 4DX.
Yeah.
And just remember that because I think it's better than IMAX personally.
It was crazy.
I think it was cool. It was wild. It was an interactive theater. And
imagine if you watched The Godfather like that.
Yeah, or you were telling me like there's a scene where someone gets tased, and you were saying, what if they tased you? Yeah. But yeah, so afterwards we go, and I'm like, wow, that was crazy. What do you think? And then I don't know what you said. I think it's something I said, like, and the best part was it didn't even cost me a dime.
Yeah, and then I was like,
something. What did I say? You take it from there, because I forgot what I said. That made you be like, wait.
Yeah, so we were heading out, right? And then I think we were washing our hands or something, and then I turned to you. I was like, man, that was crazy. You're like, yeah, it was. It didn't cost me, like you said, like a dime or something.
Yeah,
like it didn't cost me anything. I was like, what do you mean? I saw you at the front. You know, it said like 22 something.
Yeah,
right? I think was the price.
Or like, more than that, probably for whatever that was.
Oh yeah,
at least like 28, like $30.
But we were looking. I saw the price when we walked in, like like you said, at that thing. I didn't know what you were doing. And I was like, what are you talking about? You're like, dude, and I think you showed me the ticket, and then it said Conjuring 3 on it.
Yeah.
So basically, do you want to do the little backstory?
So the last time I went to a movie theater was my friend Yash Sharma, and we saw The Conjuring in that theater, and it wasn't 4DX, it was just regular reclining seating though. And I was sitting with him. I was buying my tickets, and I actually bought the tickets this time. I bought at the screen, and he's like, "Yeah, yo, Christian, you know what I do sometimes?" And I'm like, "What?" And I'm just like, "Well, look around. What do you see?" And I look around, and I'm just like, "I don't know. Just people buying tickets, movie kiosks." And yeah, he's like, "Well, think like there's nobody. There's like hardly anybody at the snack station." Hardly anybody at the ticket booth. Hardly anybody, but more importantly, there's nobody. You know where they check out your tickets. There's no one.
Like down the hall and left. There's no one there.
When they say like, "Oh, take your ticket," and like, "Oh, it's down here." There's nobody. There's nobody there. And he was telling me of a story where last time the only people, kid you not, in the room, the big room where everything is, it was him, 2 old people, and 1 person or 1 or 2 people at like a snack booth. But nobody was there to help you with your tickets. Nobody was there to help you check out the tickets, tell you where to go. It was wild. And so he's like, so I just walk in. And I'm just like, dude, that's impossible. A movie, and it just got renovated. I don't know if you remember it, but this...
I'd never been there before.
Okay, so this is huge renovation. This is what it looks like. And you'd think that after all the money they put into it, they wouldn't waste a second.
They would have staff, right?
Yeah, a staff like monitoring tickets, like, we need your money. Okay, we got your money. Go see your movie. Yeah. But literally, it's at this point, it's kind of like, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'm like, okay, for once I want to try this, and maybe I'll tell Adrian afterwards about it. And it worked out, didn't it?
Yeah, it worked.
And so I think you saw me. I had the movie ticket from when I saw Conjuring with Yash, because I actually bought a ticket. So I'm thinking, I'm going to keep this. So what I do, just in case, I hold just movie tickets in my hand. I look like I'm touching something to see which auditorium it's in. And the next thing you know, I'm like, okay, this auditorium, let's walk in. Holding a ticket from last time in my hand just in case, which I think is good safety.
Yeah. For sure.
And so we walk in, have the best time ever.
Yeah.
Man. And what would have cost like $30 didn't.
Per person, I think.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It costed nothing.
Yeah. So it was a crazy experience that wasn't just a normal movie going experience.
Yeah, I think it worked out too. I think that's better than IMAX personally. I haven't seen IMAX in a while.
No, it was crazy. And the fact that we got in for free. I didn't know that until the end.
Right, I was surprising you.
And then it was just like the craziest experience in that whole like rocking chair. It was
So
a win in my book.
That's a huge win.
That was a win.
And think about it, like I don't regret this life hack at all. We call it unlimited movie tickets, and it's really on the people working.
Yeah.
If they're not monitoring this. But you best bet that I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna keep on doing it.
Yeah, and we kept those tickets because they're lucky tickets now.
I don't know if you're gonna do them. I'm gonna do them still.
Hey, knock yourself out, bro.
But I'm thinking, would you ever do that by yourself?
I don't know. Depends. I mean, if it really like mattered that much, you know.
Okay, but I just think that's so cool.
No, it is really cool.
No,
I think it's really cool.
Like, oh my gosh! Imagine when we were kids, used to be like, oh, let's see a movie, and like, ask parents for money. And now it's just like, no, not only that, but we can see 4DX.
Yeah, we didn't even know we were going to see it.
Yeah, so it worked out because it was better and unlimited movie tickets. Unlimited movie tickets. Just see whatever movie you want to watch.
But,
just go see it.
Win.
I'm definitely gonna use it again.
Yeah.
And I think
we should vlog that actually.
Because it's wild.
But yeah.
So I think from now on when we hang out, we're gonna use our unlimited movie tickets.
Yeah. Shout out to Yash for that advice.
Yeah. Thanks, Yash. I don't know why I didn't see it sooner. Man, wasting all that money, man. All the Chick-fil-A I could have gotten. It's heartbreaking.
The Chick-fil-A.
But yeah, get your unlimited movie tickets.
Get your unlimited movie tickets and
go there. Just pretend to fill some stuff out where you want to go. Hold a piece of paper and
because they can't really see what's on the piece of paper from where they're at.
Unless you see them and you see people checking it out, then
you gotta
buy a ticket.
Yeah,
don't risk it. Ticket, don't risk it.
That rhymes, so it's true.
Exactly, Dr. Seuss.
Don't get banned.
Yeah, so that made me excited. The little things like that make me happy. Where it's like,
for sure. Like, no, I remember after that, I just looked at it, I was like, boys, you know,
we're not gonna go to hell for that, right?
No, I don't think that's. There's a little thing called eternal security.
Okay, just checking. I don't want just in case. But yes, take it away, Adrian. Thank you for letting me share that. Yep. We got something very special by our day.
Well, it is Father's Day at the release of this podcast, so. We have, hear ye children, the instruction of a father, and attend to no understanding. For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not my law. For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. And so that was Proverbs 4:1-3. And that just says to listen to the instruction of your father, and that your parents essentially have good advice to give you regarding life in the world. So,
sweet. That's it. Well,
this Father's Day, learn from your parents.
Yeah, exactly. That was a good Bible verse about being a dad.
There you go.
Well, good episode, man. Happy Father's Day. Oh, it's Father's Day, and I just ranted about.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. That's part of being a dad. So.
That's part of being a dad.
It's part of being a dad. So, speaking of all the dads, happy Father's Day out there. Everyone else, happy Sunday. We hope you guys have a great day. Thank you again for tuning in on episode 37.
Yeah, I hope.
Hope so. On the on AOA, Art of Awesomeness podcast.
Yes.
Again, as always, default line. If you ever want to reach out to us, anything, everything's down below. Any recommendations, any ideas, if you want to be on it, things we can improve on, things we don't need to improve on. If you want to contribute anyway, everything will be down below.
Yes.
Everything always. It's in the syllabus.
Absolutely everything.
So.
Description, below.
We have a very special next episode for you coming soon.
Yes.
Next weekend. And
bless you.
Enjoy. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the Art of Awesomeness podcast. My name is Christian Caito.
My name is Adrian Kiswani.
And we will see you guys next time on A-O-A.
That was a bit sus. Take that back.
I'll show you.
No.